Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hey, Scope fans. It is a momentous occasion, episode 200
I don't have any fanfare.
of The Scope. That means we've done 200 proper shows of your favorite podcast.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
This isn't my world. Disappointed!
I need to cut that one down.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting for us to think.
Oh, good for you.
There we go. Heavy sound effects show today, guys. 200 doesn't really line up with any specific time period, Adam. It's just 200 shows we've done.
You're glib.
We are very glib. We've sort of done it at different rates, at different paces. Do you guys remember when we started out the show, how we recorded? What was our recording schedule? Was it once a week?
Mhm.
Did we do a weekly show?
Ooh, I thought it was every other week.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So we did it twice a month.
Oh, yeah.
What?
And we did that for a long, long time, but we'd have breaks here and there. And then we decided to go to a thrice monthly show with a week off.
Yeah.
I think those are the only two recording patterns we've had. So very, very exciting. When we went to the 3 shows a month, that definitely kicked up the rate in terms of getting the shows out. So we reached 200 a little bit faster than we would have if we would have stayed in that
Still,
other recording.
we're a
session.
number of years in.
Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting show because we're not really going to do anything that's
I'm not really going to do anything.
over the top.
No,
Show's
no
over.
surprise guests. No, this is your life scenarios.
I sort of decided that we'll do that when we reach our 10-year
We're
anniversary.
gonna
for the show.
have a naked girl pop out of a cake, though,
Yep.
right?
The
That's
camera.
standard.
The
for-
camera might break.
Sorry.
Might turn off accidentally when
I
that
always wondered,
happens.
like, was that an actual cake? Like, was there any real cake at all on those, or was it always a fake cake?
Well, I think.
And if it was always a fake cake, wouldn't they see it coming?
Yeah, because why bother putting real cake just on the outside couple inches?
Maybe it's
Yeah.
frosted. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's just like, we'd be like, no, it's just painted plywood. Oh, hey, it's a girl.
and is that really sexy if she's jumping out of the cake and then she's got cake all over her?
Yes, it is.
Adam is a big. That's one of Adam's things. He loves.
I think the bar for titillation was much lower back in the day.
That is true. We didn't have fisting back then.
Whoa, and that
We did. It was
200's
just-
taken quite a raunchy turn.
We had it. It just wasn't talked about.
Okay.
In,
wasn't
in
mentioned.
polite conversation.
Now everyone's talking
It
about
wasn't
fisting.
like everybody wasn't talking about that down at the 5 and dime.
We have fisting parties now in high school.
The
It's
Piggly
great.
Wiggly?
No, there are parties now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like rainbow parties
It's
that
just-
never really
No,
existed.
Now
completely
it's,
staged.
now it's fisting. Do they put this is the same thing where you have the
Yeah, different levels
Yeah.
of muck on your hand.
For those who didn't notice, I did this. Is it like this? Is it, was a visual? You
Wow.
do what you want with that? Fill in your own blanks there.
This is not really the celebratory sort of attitude I was expecting for episode 200 of the show, but
We're up to
you know,
our
I'll take what we
elbows
get.
in scope shows.
Up to our elbows. Is that with a W?
Are you asking me how to spell
In
elbows?
Scope show. Maybe, maybe
guys-
not.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, before we move on, can we talk about last week's WWE Royal Rumble?
We certainly can.
Feel free. I mean, that really supersedes anything that has to do with our 200th show.
I don't really have anything.
If Macho Man wasn't on there, I don't care.
Do you know that he's being in? Oh, you do know
I
because you
do know.
posted about it. Yeah.
I'm going in the Hall of
You got like a Google search for him, don't you?
No.
Just all the news that pops up.
Every once in a while, that's all I get deep into the Macho Man legacy.
No joke. If you wanted to get tickets to go to the induction ceremony, you also need to buy WrestleMania tickets.
Which
and
cost?
that package is over $3,000.
Ugh.
Never.
People do it.
I mean, Macho Man is a bit of a lark, let's be honest, in terms of my love for him, but
You should see that WWE just released a like a retrospective documentary about his life.
I got it
Oh, you
on for
did?
Christmas.
Okay.
Yes, I have not watched it yet.
It's pretty good.
I look forward to it. And the DVD has Blu-ray has a special disc full of looks like some of his interviews.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to watch those because there's not a ton of those on YouTube. So
Yeah.
my guess is these are more sanctioned official stuff. And That's where the Macho Man was at his top, guys. His interaction with the Mean Genes.
Yeah.
With all those other jerks who weren't as good as Mean Gene.
The Mean Genes.
The Mean Genes of the world.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Gorilla Monsoon, of course.
He's up there.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, he went into the announcing booth a little bit later.
Vince McMahon.
Yes.
I had to explain what kayfabe is to Mandy, which is the faking the real that wrestling does, because Vince McMahon is both the owner of the WWE and an on-screen persona that is also an owner, but it's not the same character.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
She did not get it.
No, and she shouldn't. That's why you're together, and that's why I like her. She did not get that. So anyway, episode 200 of The Scope. Today I have gone through the archives of all the old Scope shows, and I've crafted a list of 20 trivia questions, which is funny. I was talking to John Norton about this before. He's like, well, maybe, trivia questions, that might get a little old for the show. So I'm like, yeah, I agree with you that we need to do something else. So what have I decided to do? Trivia questions. But I'm excited. I got a lot of interesting little tidbits, a lot of facts about the Scope show, which you may or may not know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spend the next 3 hours or less
3
or
hours.
more quizzing Jared and Adam with some of these facts. We'll see how much Scope show knowledge they have, what they've retained over the past,
Let's do it.
I don't know, 9 years or whatever it's been.
I don't know.
It's been a long time.
2006 we started, so.
So we're getting
Do
there,
the
guys.
math.
We are getting there.
Us and Colbert.
Yeah.
Very, very similar.
About the same.
Very, very similar.
We get our
times.
late night show gig very soon, right?
Yep, of course. I think we were asked for one of those, but I politely declined.
Yeah.
So we have much more work to do.
We're
on the
supposed to
podcast.
Hard to
replace-
relocate.
Yeah. Chevy Chase. We're going to replace him on the Chevy Chase show.
All right, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with Scope Show Trivia with Jared, Adam, and myself right after this.
The world's longest running fandom convention comedy music concert series is almost here. MarsCon 2015 is March 6th through 8th at our new location, the Hilton Minneapolis St. Paul Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, just across the highway from the Minneapolis St. Paul Airport. This year's lineup includes our music guest of honor, Rob Paravonian, newcomers Sponge Awareness Foundation, and returning favorites Carrie Dalby, Devo Spice, Mikey Mason, Worm Quartet, The Great Luke Ski, TV's Kyle Power Salad, and Tony Goldmark. It's $50 for a weekend badge until January 31st. After that, it'll be $65 at the door. Go to MarsCon.com for more information on the rest of the convention and to pre-register. And for details on the MarsCon Dementia track, visit MarsConDementia.com. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see all you funny music fans at MarsCon 2015.
Hey guys, Scope 200 is back on the attack. Adam's excited. Jared is excited. He's cranking up the noise, baby. Rubella DeVille in the house.
Hi-oh.
That's another comedy callback.
A week ago.
I know. We're doing Scope Show Trivia. I have, like I said earlier in the show, I've mined all of my notes, and I have notes, trust me, documenting what we've done on every single Scope show over the past 9 years.
You're
And
elbows deep into our archives.
elbows deep.
Wow.
And I'm excited to ask the two of you some trivia questions. No cheating, Adam. I can already see you looking over here at my notes.
Just a competitive person.
Okay, so I'll throw out some questions. Jared will set the mood with some music at some point, some sound effects, and we'll just see where this little cavalcade of fun takes us. There we go.
Bring the volume down on that.
All right. Some of these are going to be easy, guys. Some are going to be difficult. First question today, and if I take it this slow, we will be. It'll take us 8
Wait,
hours.
are we shouting out answers?
Yeah. Well, if I feel like I need to direct it at one of
Okay.
you, I will tell you.
Got it.
In the early years of the Scope program, what came before the opening theme?
Jared would give us a preview.
No, there was the scope is taped before a live studio audience. It was like a Happy Days thing, and there was applause.
That's exactly. Now, if I would have been really on top of things, I would have gotten these sound clips and we could have played them. But that's a lot of work, Jared.
We remember vaguely.
We remember. Yeah, it was a whole thing where we had different people record it, so it wasn't
did.
just one person. Like Earl did it one time. I think Jared's sister did it one time.
We
We may have done it one time.
Of our friends and family.
Yeah. It was pretty exciting. Here's one that I don't think you're going to know, Adam. But
Atomatic.
But Jared might know. Jared, what was the first song ever played on Scope Sounds?
Oh, Jesus. First, this
The
would have been
first song.
2006.
Mm-hmm. If you know the song, you'll know the artist. He might be a friend of yours. I'll give you that tip.
Friend of? I was going to say it might have been my band, but am I a friend with my band?
This is not your band. That's the only tip I'll give you.
Are you?
I would have
beefing with
never
your
gotten
band?
I have no idea.
The answer is George Lucas raped our childhood by Hot Waffles.
Hot Waffles. Okay. Wow.
Cross that off the
Strong
list.
R on that.
Here's
on
one
that
here's one, Jared, that I'm going to ask Adam.
Okay.
See if he can get it. If he can't, I'll throw it over to you.
Steel music.
According to the Scope's About Us page,
Uh-huh.
Adam's taste in pop culture ranges between what two things? There's two things.
We should probably update that page.
And this is
right,
you
all
can't
right.
look at it. There's
Okay.
no cheating. You've
Is
got
one of them the OC?
Yes, the OC is one of them. 1/2 point.
I feel good about that.
1/2 point. I might have written that.
Might
so.
have, huh?
And the other one? So OC is one spectrum.
Right.
What is on the other side of the coin?
And which side of the spectrum is it on? Is it on my super cool side or?
Well,
on
obviously they're both super cool, but
I don't know. I'm not going to get the other
Jared, can you steal it? Can you try for a steal?
one. What am I into?
2000
8 years ago.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, it will be painfully obvious once I tell
Ooh.
you. Your taste range between the OC and World of Warcraft.
Wow. Okay.
Disturbingly accurate.
Jared, I'm going to ask you this question.
It reminds me of these things. Where is it?
The Scope World of Warcraft update.
There it is.
Remember, burly rockjaw trogs have feelings too.
It's good fun.
Jared, the world famous Scope sound, Not Hot. I'll let you play it if you can find it.
Oh, where is it? I used to know exactly where this was. Oh, there it is.
Was uttered by a man dressed in what costume?
Classic 1960s Batman.
Adam West Batman is correct.
Yeah, remember when we did work for this podcast?
You know, so to step back from the trivia for 1 second, and I told Jared this, I might have said this like last Thursday. When I was doing research, the amount of effort that we put into like the first 50 shows is incredible. Like, and you will find some of the trivia questions will relate to that, but we did a lot of big time things, which I think we might want to try to get back to in this last year.
Do you remember when American Idol was holding auditions? You and I were going to go from work and interview people in line.
And then we pussed out.
Yes, we did.
We pussed out.
Thank God.
This is a true or false question. Maybe you guys want to debate this one. True or false? The first edition of the Scope World Series of Pop Culture debuted on the 18th episode of the show.
What?
So really the question is, did the Scope World Series of Pop Culture happen early or later in that first year?
Because when did we start recording? Shortly
started
after the Super Bowl.
April.
We started in April of
that long.
2006, I
Yeah.
believe.
So 18 episodes would be about 9 months.
Yeah.
Which would be, I remember it being snowy. I'd say that's true.
Jared, do you agree with that?
True-ish.
From a certain point of view.
Can you restate the question?
The first edition of the Scope World Series of Pop Culture
Yes.
debuted on the 18th episode of our show.
Yep.
Jared says true. Adam says true. It's actually false. It happened. It happened earlier. It happened on our 15th episode. We started the World Series of Pop Culture.
Wow.
I think that's amazing.
And that show was on VH1 that summer, wasn't it?
That was inspired by, so we turned that around pretty fast. And that was October 26th,
Wow.
2006. I listened to a chunk of our first World Series of Pop Culture. A little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Jared.
I mean, it was fun.
We're not as polished as we
It was
obviously are now.
It was fun, but it wasn't.
We had an in-studio audience for
I
that.
know.
That's true.
Hey guys, speaking of the World Series of Pop Culture, who won the first ever World Series of Pop Culture? I can take names of the team and the names of the people that were on it.
Was that Molly, Alex, and Tim Schmitz? Or Molly, Alex, and Scooter?
I'm not saying anything. I'm going to let you guys.
That's my guess.
I don't remember people.
That may have been the second year. Or wait,
was Gary a sore loser the first time around and wanted a rematch the second time?
Or the second time was he? Because him and Carrie, it was Gary and Carrie. Did they win the first year and then the second year?
I think you're talking it out. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go with Adams. Whatever he said.
Adam, what do you say? What's your final?
I'm gonna go with Molly, Alex, and Scooter. I think it was Scooter. Whoever else is on that team.
Final?
Sure.
The name of the band, or name of the team is Quizzards of Oz.
Yeah.
Stupid name.
That was a great name. What are you talking about?
And the team that won was Gary, Carrie, and Al.
Wow, interesting team.
Molly was not involved in that first season.
That was the second year.
Yeah, I think we only had 4 teams that first year.
Yeah.
I think that Carrie, Al, and Gary were destined to win that first season.
I mean, they cheated.
Based on the competition that they had.
We should have checked their balls first.
Adam?
Yes.
What was the name of the robotic replacement of the Scope Show host, Adam?
Yes.
I wasn't here. I didn't listen to any of these episodes. I do know that it was Adam Maddock.
Adam Maddock. Loved Adam
That's
Maddock.
correct.
He might have been our best replacement host ever. Hey, Jared, who is coined the unofficial 4th host of the Scope?
The unofficial 4th host?
Mm-hmm. You really have 2 choices, but he is coined he or she is coined.
Unofficial 4th host, really?
Mm-hmm. This is early, so...
I mean, I want to go with Al, I guess. Since he did a lot of segments with us. I'll go with Al.
Do you agree with that?
Well, I feel like you may have been using slight technique to give him the answer when you said early. Is it Earl?
The correct answer is... Al. If we were living in an alternate universe, it's actually Earl.
Oh. You were trying to help him cheat.
I think it was subconscious.
We did have him on and off a lot in those early years.
I was so mad about all that.
Hey guys,
the feud.
Let's tie into let's ask this question: what Scope Show host or what Scope Show guest has made the most in studio appearances? If we're talking about
most in studio appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Earl's on the list for sure.
Right.
Al's on the list.
Yeah. How has Al been here? 5?
I mean, if he earned the unofficial 4th Scope host title, I gotta think it's Earl.
But that was early, and he hasn't been on for a long time, right?
Yeah, but Al hasn't been on that much.
Yeah, we've sort of once we went to the new format, in studio guests have been cut down to a minimum.
Molly on a handful of times for like movie previews and
or
like season previews and stuff. But I think that was not that many either.
It's tough, isn't it?
Do I count as a guest because I'm not here that
often?
often?
In those early years, you might have been. You might have been a guest host. And if that's the case, you would not have won this.
I still think it's Earl.
I would guess Earl also because he did like the first couple nerd roundtables with us.
Well, let me break down some stats for you.
All right.
Okay.
Earl, and I have it written down here. Earl has been in studio. We're not counting like the movie reviews and stuff later. He's been in studio 15 times. That's how many times Earl was here. The next closest person was Al, and he was here 17 times. Al is the answer.
17 times.
17 times.
Did he? Because he was here for Hit the Post.
He was here a lot.
Wow.
Almost 10% of our shows.
And we used to have guests all the time.
We really
like every show, we would have a guest in studio. I think that might have been an early mandate. Like, we really should have guests here all the time.
Yeah.
We were so insecure about our abilities.
We needed someone to springboard off.
Here's a true or false question. The very first edition of the Nerd Degree, our classic bit.
Which one's that?
That's where we would take someone who maybe would not be considered very well versed in nerd pop culture and ask them a series of questions to see if they were relevant for our program.
It's where we decided to play gatekeepers, apparently.
Okay. We were gatekeepers.
Because we were assholes.
You know what? We weren't assholes.
I know.
It was all done tongue-in-cheek, and I think we were nice overall. But here's the question. The first edition of the Nerd Degree happened on episode 2. Did we do that in episode 2? True or false?
False. No way.
Yeah, the only one I remember was Al. Like,
whoa, the dryer does not agree.
So I don't even remember the other ones. Maybe I wasn't here for episode 2.
I know Tony went through it once.
Yeah, we put.
Maybe that was episode 2.
We put some bands through it. We put Ron Gerber through it.
Huh.
It was we're just asking them trivia questions related to
episode
nerdy
2. That seems way too early. I'm gonna say that's false.
I'm gonna say it's true.
Adam says true. Jared says false. We've got a split opinion,
We do.
and I'm gonna split towards the guy that talks about fisting. It is true.
Wow.
And it was Al getting grilled
Okay.
in the second episode of the Nerd Degree.
I'm sure he did wonderfully.
Yeah, like you asked him, he had never seen Star Wars or something,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
like we asked him video game questions.
He has seen that now.
Now he has seen
Not that he hasn't seen anything beyond the first one, but
Guys.
yeah.
Guys.
Hey guys.
What came first? Hit the Post or the Nerd Roundtable? Hit the Post or the Nerd Roundtable?
Let's see,
Hit the Post is our classic bit where we would talk up beginnings of music radio songs.
Music radio.
Music radio songs. And it was apparently stolen by a local radio station.
Yep.
It impressed Ron Gerber from Crap from the Past. He loved it.
Yep.
I think he did it on his show, actually.
He stole it too.
It was a lot of work. I'm telling you, it was a lot of work, but it was great. And the Nerd Roundtable was just us dealing with certain nerd
It's this show.
topics. It's the show. It's our show,
I
essentially.
feel like Hit the Post was first.
I think so too. I think Jess was here, and
Yes.
I don't know if she participated, but there was like pulling the strips of paper
Strips
out
of
of a
paper.
hat or
Yeah,
something.
we had different categories.
I agree. I think that one was first.
So I'll give you some dates.
Uh-huh.
One took place on June 19th, 2006.
So very early.
And one took place in February 13th, 2007, almost a year later. What came first, the chicken or the egg? It doesn't matter because Hit the Post came first.
What was our first Nerd Roundtable? Was that
I think Gary was on that. You might not even have been here.
Huh. One of many, Adam.
One of many,
Missing.
Adam. Yep.
And Adamatic hadn't been born yet.
Yep.
I was traveling so much?
Now,
You were. You very much were.
The scope was known. I mean, not only are we known for talking about pop culture things, we had invested heavily in reviewing very early in the show, where we'd actually have reviews written up just for the website. This was pre-mobile studios. It was we did random reviews, Jared, if you recall.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about
Twitter reviews.
our
Those
first
didn't last very long.
our first ever movie review. Can you guys think of the first movie we ever reviewed? You'll never get it, but
In context of the show, like that's
it was
when we
the
started.
first one we ever did on the show. And I'll give you this. It was a 3-star review,
Uh-huh.
and it took place in May of 2006.
Very early May.
I would never have gotten this.
2006, 3 stars.
Like, okay. So it's
It's a summer movie,
summer
or
blockbuster.
it's in that realm. 2006.
That was that's way before Iron Man. I think.
It is way
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
way before
I
Marvel
don't remember
movies.
when. Yeah.
Maybe not the original Hulk. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's way before the first Transformers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Or
one
maybe
other
a year
tip.
before.
It was a sequel movie.
Godfather Part 2.
Interesting guess.
We only gave it 3 stars.
Oh boy.
We're
I don't know.
harsh critics.
Men in Black 2.
Not bad. Jared's a little closer. The correct answer is Mission Impossible 3.
Wow. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Cross it off the
Brad
list.
Bird directed? Right? Was that
No.
one?
No,
That was JJ Abrams.
JJ Abrams.
Oh, right.
Adam,
Yes.
in our first ever Scope April Fool's show.
I drove over that bridge a few weeks ago. The bridge that gets blown up in
Wow.
Men in Black 3? No, what?
I thought it was a metaphorical driving over a bridge.
Sorry.
Anyway, crossing over to greener pastures
Well,
of life.
guess what? This isn't just going to be for Adam.
All right.
I'll throw this open.
I
to the
interrupt
whole
you,
room.
and now it's not mine.
In the first ever Scope April Fool's show, who replaced the three of us as hosts? This is an easy one.
Yeah, that's easy. Easy.
Do you know it? Jared knows it. Do you know
Earl, Al, and John.
it? Correct. It was a good show. When I was going through the archives, I know that we had talked about another version of the April Fool's show where we'd have the ladies fill in for us. Did that ever happen?
Never did.
Okay.
I don't think we could.
I think we talked about it so
Yeah.
much that in my brain I thought that it happened, but it never did.
I don't think we ever got buy-in from the ladies.
Yeah. I wouldn't have allowed it.
This is one that Adam will not get, but I'm going to ask him. Well, maybe he will.
Let's just all do a show in lady voice.
Well, you do have a lady.
Lady.
The Scope Show became fast friends with mega entertainer and all-around good gent John Norton.
What word did you actually
I had
have
guy,
there?
but I wanted to mix it up. Because of Jared and Shane's appearance on what
I thought you were talking about Kim.com for a second there.
on what Norton hosted podcast. What podcast were Jared and I on that brought us together with John Norton?
He's had a few shows.
Yeah,
He's had a few.
The one where it's like Metro something. Metro Buzz?
2008 it happened, and Metro Buzz is correct. Can you name his other podcast?
The Island, the Tribe.
The Tribe is one.
The Tribe.
And there's another one.
There was 0 Hour.
Zero Hour. The
Zero
guy
Hour.
is he's an
Isn't there
industry.
one where it's like John and a lady?
He's a cottage industry.
That was Metro.
That was Metro.
Oh, okay.
John and the lady. I think that's how that's listed in the iTunes description. Here's a good one.
I don't listen to non-wrestling podcasts. John, if you create a wrestling podcast, I'll listen to it.
Adam, this is one that I have to ask you because Jared will know this for sure.
Okay.
Jared and I have been planning this for years. What is the name of Jared and Shane's fictional morning drive time program?
We still got to do that.
We do.
Yeah. It's not jizz and it's not rag, right? It's something else. Something close to
You're
that.
not quite that dirty.
Let's just say you're within the practice facility.
Yeah.
We'll let you in the door on that.
I don't know, but I'd love to hear the name of it.
Jared, please.
Shader in the Ween.
Yeah.
Shaner in the weed. All right, guys.
Welcome to Shader in the Weed, folks. We've got a contest coming in. You got to know the phrase that pays.
You do.
Did you guys invent that at Toys R Us?
No, we invented it on the show, on the
really?
scope. We were just riffing. When we actually used to riff.
I'm glad everything is
That's all we do
scripted
now.
Riff well. Guys, here's a tough one. Guys, for our 6-year anniversary in 2012, not that long ago, we set a scope record by reviewing how many movies in one show. And bonus points if you could name any of them.
Why did we do this?
It was our anniversary show, and we were seeing a lot of movies at the time.
So it was April.
It is a definitely summer movie fair.
Not April.
Maybe. Some of them. Some of them might be like you watch them on DVD or something like that. But there was a bunch in one show we reviewed a handful of movies. How many? Talk it out.
So maybe you guys had just started getting those passes and you weren't doing the individual reviews yet, and so you had,
that's interesting and solid reasoning.
Few ready
maybe.
to go. So, but I mean, like the most, like I don't think we've ever reviewed more than 2 things on a show at once. But we did those weird 1-minute reviews, like those quick hits.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what this is.
We did all kinds of stuff.
5.
Jared?
I feel 5 doesn't feel like it's monumental enough, so I'm gonna go with 7.
Yeah.
Could not even tell you what one of them were though.
Iron Man 3.
So I'm going to name the movies,
all right.
And then if you're paying attention, you can add them up. But if not, I'll give you a number at the end. The movies were 21 Jump Street,
A good movie.
The Hunger Games,
Good movie.
American Reunion,
No.
Lockout,
What?
Jeff Who Lives at Home,
It's a good movie.
Wow.
The Cabin in the Woods,
I remember this.
God Bless America. And the correct answer?
Whatever that was.
7.
Yeah.
7 movies.
Yeah. So we hadn't seen those together. I saw those last 3.
Yep.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
We had a lot of movies in the tank.
I guarantee you, this is all of the reviews. My reviews. This is pretty good.
3 questions left, guys, to sort of discuss the entire history of the Scope. In 2006, Eyes Open won the Scope Award for Best Album. What controversial band made that album?
That one band where the guy, his name is like Light Balloon.
What?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
His last name is Light Balloon. It's
It changed how we did reviews
because we got embarrassed because it was an adult contemporary rock band.
forever.
I'm not gonna think of their name.
Yeah, why am I blanking on the name?
I know the band. I'm just blanking on the name. Yeah, I guarantee. I'll show you.
When I say it, you'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
You give up, Jared, or is you going to
yeah.
dig around that
For the
brain
sake
a
of the
little
show, I will give up.
bit? The correct answer is Snow Patrol.
Yeah, Snow Patrol.
Oh.
Snow
Wait, I would
Patrol
not have guessed
almost
that.
ruined our credibility
Almost.
forever.
All right, I'm gonna look up Snow Patrol because the lead singer's name is
So how did it change how we did things?
We did sort of, at that time, it was like an average. So we took...
Yeah, we still do an average, don't we?
Not really, no. We just... So what we ended up doing was...
Our scoring has no credibility.
Yeah.
I think everyone would agree with
I
that.
think what we do now is everybody picks their own. So if we do best album of the year, it would be Jared picks
Oh,
his.
right,
I would
that,
pick mine, and
that.
Adam would pick his.
Got it.
Before, I think we did a scale of, we rated everything, and then the highest points won.
Because none of us were. Gary Lightbody is the
That's
name of the
very
lead singer.
strange.
All right.
Guys, second to last question.
Penultimate question.
Beyond the Transformers movie, can you name the 2 other movies that were given an entire episode of focus?
G.I. Joe was one, maybe? Huh.
G.I. Joe feels right.
And there's a bonus.
Okay.
We did that for one television show as well.
Girlfriends. Lost?
Lost would have been the
Yeah.
TV show.
You
Had
got
to have
Lost.
been. Had to have
Lost is good.
Yeah.
been. No other show had the zeitgeist.
Nope. Lost got the full show treatment.
Yep.
There's 2 other movies.
Sorry, I'm gonna say.
And there was
G.I. Joe.
there was a theme. G.I. Joe. I'll write that down.
Battleship. Is that the
No.
theme?
It would have been monumental enough for us to dedicate an entire episode to.
I mean, it should have been.
Other than Transformers.
the Fast and the Furious franchise, but I doubt it.
We've got one.
Who directed those?
Adam's got one movie in a G.I. Joe.
I don't know.
You know how like when you watch
Iron Man, maybe?
Iron Man.
yeah.
So we'll say, you guys,
Or
wanna-
maybe the Avengers.
Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there's a theme between all 3 of these things, actually.
Yeah.
The first.
We saw them together.
The first one is Cloverfield.
Ah!
Really?
I think that's where Cloverfield Monster came into
Yeah.
play. And the second was the reboot of Star Trek.
Okay, so
JJ,
Abrams.
all JJ Abrams featured.
Interesting.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
Interesting that we would devote so much time to both of those.
that's what we did.
Guys, Shakespeare
Well, I
in
think-
Love won Best
so-
Picture one year.
So I think for Cloverfield, that was Earl was heavily involved in. Actually, I think he was heavily involved in both because we knew that
Probably.
Earl did not like JJ Abrams,
Right.
and
And
so
didn't like Shaky Cam.
and didn't like Shaky Cam, and we knew that he was going to possibly have an issue with Star Trek.
Hated
so,
T.J. Miller.
Yep, hated it all.
Still hates him. Won't watch Silicon Valley.
Is TJ Miller in one of those?
I thought T.J. Miller is
He
the
was-
one holding the shaky cam
Yeah,
the
he
whole
was
time.
in Cloverfield.
Oh,
I
really?
think. Yeah.
Huh.
So guys,
I honestly have not gone back to that film to
in our first edition, this is
Why
our last.
haven't you watched
This is our last question, and this is a good one.
Finally.
In our first edition of Totally Overrated, which we did in February 2007,
should be coming back.
we talked about things that we thought were totally overrated.
All right.
For me, my pick was Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
I don't remember what Adam picked.
You didn't even go back and listen.
I who knows what it was? No, I had it written down.
Probably the Beatles. Was it the Beatles?
Could have been
Might
something
have
like
been.
that. Jared proclaimed what internet website to be nothing but hype?
Oh, boy.
Oh, Hype Machine. It's right there in the name. 2008. I mean,
2007.
7. It could have been YouTube. I don't know that you would have said that.
I'm sure the results will be shocking.
I want it to be something good like StarTribune.com.
Be like Facebook. Facebook, nothing but hype. I'm going to say Facebook.
Twitter.
I'm going to say Twitter. I don't think I knew what Twitter was in
So
2007.
the answers that I had
Yeah.
were Google,
These are your multiple choice answers?
YouTube, or MySpace.
Not Google.
Why would you say Google?
Yeah, no.
Like it's a search engine, and I think maybe Gmail existed at the time.
Oh, we've run out of business.
We ran out a few times.
So, sorry, Google,
YouTube
MySpace.
or MySpace. Pre-Facebook.
I'm gonna say.
I got to go with YouTube.
I think you said
I
yeah.
had to have said YouTube, right?
The correct answer.
Yeah.
For the record, don't take investment advice from Jared because he picked YouTube.
What?
Jared said YouTube was totally overrated.
I want to know. I got to go back and listen to that. What was my
yeah.
rationale on
I
that?
don't know, but I saw that in my notes, and in my notes I had written, like in all caps, Jared thinks YouTube is overrated.
But it was like brand new then. Like it was just like a bunch of stupid things. There was nothing
Well,
of.
still is.
And now it is.
Well, yeah, but now there's all
it's
kinds
a
of good stuff
cornerstone
on
of
there.
the internet, guys.
It is.
It's pretty amazing.
So there you go. That is our scope review, trivia review.
Nope, that's not the one. Where is it? There it is.
So you guys are probably batting about 500, and that's probably what I would have been batting as well.
What was there anything that you found out during that collection process that you found most interesting that wasn't a question?
Well, I think I said it earlier.
How young and handsome we all looked back then.
Well, I mean, number one, I've always felt like we haven't, we sort of have always had the same level of broadcasting skill. But just listening to snippets of older shows, we definitely are much better and much more relaxed and much more comfortable on mic. Better mic technique, Jared. And the other thing
fist our mics.
The other thing that really, really crystallized in my brain was the fact that we, without question, did a lot of stuff very early. I said it earlier in this bit. The fact that every show, it was guests, it was games, it was whatever. And I don't know if that was just the fact that we didn't trust ourselves to be able to take a show on our own and just sort of riff with it. If that was just sort of the focus of the show in general, like it's always going to be something that's...
I think it was just new and exciting. We were putting in a lot of effort.
Now it's old and boring, and we don't... No,
we couldn't... It became clear that we couldn't sustain that level of production.
It was a lot of work to do.
Sort of had to dial it down to a level that was easier to maintain.
Yes, absolutely.
Since it is a hobby.
And we had a lot of great little bits that I think we could easily go back and revisit. Stuff that, we thought of that and maybe let it go, didn't come back to it.
Look, if you want that level of production back, we just need about 900 of you to go pledge $1 an episode on Patreon.
If we quit our show or quit our jobs and made this full time, that would be something. But until then, the scope is what it is.
It is.
Expect a great Super Scope celebration once we hit that 10-year anniversary, but this is going to have to suffice in the meantime. So, guys, thank you for participating. You did a great job. Jared, YouTube.
Thank you.
Just ignore
YouTube.
it. Don't even pay attention to it anymore.
These videos we're shooting right now, I'll find somewhere else to put them.
I love it. So, contemplate that, and we'll be back right after this.
You're listening to The Scope.
Under the Scope.
We're back with Under the Scope, and Adam gets to talk with Coming Soon. Adam, enlighten us. What do we got going on?
We've got some music. It's not a good time for stuff right now. Bob Dylan.
Everything's out.
I know. Bob Dylan has an album that's coming out. Maybe you know some of these people. Diana Krall, not someone from the movie Krull, unfortunately.
Wow, that's digging deep into the crappy sci-fi movies of the early 80s.
Fifth Harmony, Kid Ink. He's a rapper.
Okay.
Not Kid Rock.
Is he actually incorporated?
No, Ink with a K tattoo.
What's your favorite rock or your favorite rap band of the 2014? I saw it on your list. They have like the record album that's like the two hands.
Run Them Jewels?
Yes.
Run the Jewels?
Run the Jewels.
Run Them Jewels.
Everyone's talking about Run the Jewels now.
Yeah. Well, that's because they've got...
Why are they so popular?
I would say similar to Outkast. The
cream rises to the top.
They're easy to get into. Yeah. It's easy music to listen to. Some rap albums these days are incredibly hard to listen to. They're just not, I don't know. They're not radio friendly.
Gotcha.
Not just in terms of lyrical,
quality.
Not quality, even just swearing.
Gotcha.
They're just, I don't know.
Okay.
Weird, obtuse.
Nice little segue
also,
there
is an excellent project that they have coming out where they had cats meow over all of their tracks.
Fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like something.
Run the Muse or something like that. Where it's,
Okay.
I don't know. Murder by Death. It's a great name for a band, right?
Okay. Yeah. It gets to the point quickly.
Anyway. Small Pools. They are an indie group. They won... I don't know. They were like at the top of something last year, and their first EP is, or their first actual full-length album is coming out.
They've been getting a lot of play in XM, so I'm familiar.
I have not heard anything yet. Movies. We've got Shaun the Sheep movie. It's a Wallace and Gromit animated movie.
Never really super got into the Wallace and Gromit
I don't like
thing.
them. Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, not my bag.
Chicken Run was fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another one of Jared's favorite Mel Gibson movies. They're all favorites.
Is he a voice? He wasn't there, wasn't
he? He is the main. Okay. He's the main American chicken. The only American chicken.
SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water.
They're living in the real world, I guess, in this particular movie.
All right,
turning into superheroes.
Home movies, home video.
Mm-hmm.
Dracula Untold, the guy that killed Smaug. Smaug.
Luke Evans.
That was supposed to be the kickoff for Universal Studios' monster Marvel franchise.
Yeah, I guess it's still
Pick
kind
something
of
better.
like on the edge about getting a sequel. It just made money, I think, worldwide.
Just.
Ouija, however you want to
Another
pronounce
board
it,
game-based movie, of
by Michael Bay.
course.
This movie cost $5 million to make, and it made $90 million.
What?
It made $90 million.
It did.
It just proves that
It
you don't
cost $5 to make. It made it profited $85 million.
You can make a lot of money if you don't spend too much on making it.
It's
Your money,
unbelievable.
your movie. But it did that.
Your money movie.
John Wick. This is Keanu Reeves beating up Russian movies.
Supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it has like 80% on.
Guess we got to see this
I'm
one.
gonna try to check that out in a couple weeks. And then The Best of Me, which has Cyclops as in a Nicholas Sparks movie,
Yes. Yes.
I like it.
and some
don't
other
really,
movies.
just kidding.
Whiplash, I think, has got some.
I really want to see that.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons
Hosting
nominated
SNL last week.
Yes, last week. I thought it's next. Oh, the last week.
Last
Oh,
week.
yes.
You gotta think about the time, man.
Oh, sorry.
It's all over the place.
Okay.
He was great.
Uh,
His J. Jonah Jameson sketch,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Schillinger, the Oz sketch, excellent.
Yeah.
Games, video games.
Video games.
We've got.
Nothing.
There's nothing. We've got Criminal Girls.
I've only
Invite
got like
only.
8 games to play, so I don't need any more.
Game of Thrones. The Telltale game. Episode 2 of that is out.
Exciting stuff.
That's I don't know. Nothing else. Except
what?
hit it or miss it. Hit of the week. Hit it or miss it. Miss of the week. Look out!
Gerard,
Hitting my microphone.
tell us, are you into a hit it or into a miss it?
I am going on faith and I'm picking a hit.
He's going on faith.
At least I'm saying this is
George
something
Michael's greatest hit?
you should check out because I want this to be successful because I'm interested in it. And so
Okay.
therefore I will recommend it to everyone. Now I'm
Please.
talking about the brand new sci-fi film Jupiter Ascending, opening
this is a
February 6th
Man,
in cinemas across the country.
I hope it's good.
I hope it is too.
do
I
not
missed out
feel
on
good
free
about it.
passes, so I didn't get to see a sneak peek. But this was the
Maybe there'll be
film.
another opportunity.
This was supposed to be out in July last year. It is now coming out in February. I think they've finally figured out the advertising campaign to sort of the trailers at least make sense now. Like it feels like there's actually a story going on. But the stuff they had put out before just made it more confusing, and I think it was probably
Tatum Channing and eyeliner. This is
Tatum
really-
Channing. Exactly. So there was a comma in there. Tatum, comma Channing.
Yep.
Got it. Anyway, the story is that I don't know, a bunch of space aliens. Apparently, life didn't start out here on Earth; started in space. Something about
Blasphemy.
Mila Kunis being a royalty.
Who should
And-
be taking
and-
over Earth or something?
Tatum Channing is like
Protect-
half wolf,
Protecting her.
something like that.
With like flying boots.
He needs guns. I know that much. Could be crazy. It's from the Wachowskis, creators of The Matrix.
Not a great
directors of
track
Speed
record
Racer,
after Matrix 2, really.
directors of what was the one I liked? Cloud Atlas. I liked that one.
Never saw it.
Most people didn't. Anyway, check it out. That is my hit.
Under the scope.
We have a follow-up.
We have a follow. Go ahead and read it out.
Follow up.
This is what I thought was overrated in February of 2007.
Ooh, fun.
Earl.
What?
Yep. I thought Earl was overrated. Also, the Godfather series and American Beauty and Best Week Ever. Why did I have so many things?
You were very angry
but
about a lot of
my
things.
number one thing that I thought was overrated was Earl.
Well, both Best Week Ever and Earl are two things we don't see very much anymore.
true.
So
I'm really
Could have been on
glad
the nose.
yeah.
that even back then I had
And-
joke answers for our
And American
bits.
Beauty has really not stood the test of time as a film. So there you go.
I haven't seen that in ages. So.
No. I wonder what I would think of it now.
If you have anything that you think is overrated from 2007,
Go back into your memory
by all
archive.
means, send us an email, comments at thescopeshow.com or call the voicemail line at 612-21-SCOPE. That is 612-217-2673. Or reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all on our website at thescopeshow.com. Or you can watch these videos on our YouTube
Yes,
channel.
you can.
Thanks for chiming in there. YouTube.com/The
Overrated.
Scope Show. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
He said that with disdain for years. Every time he says YouTube, he never knew why, but now he remembers because he didn't think it would be here.
I stuck on a crawl.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to support the show, maybe we've made it to 200 episodes on our own. That's not true. We've had help. We've had
a little
support.
help here and there.
We can always use more support. There's two ways you can do that. You can sign up for Patreon. It's the service that allows you to support content creators directly. We are patreon.com/thescopeshow. You can donate as little as $1 an episode, set a monthly cap, or cancel anytime. Join our legion of Patreon supporters. I think we're up to 5.
It's a legion.
Maybe it's 7? I don't know. But you could be
we
one
can
of
field
them.
a basketball team. That's all that matters.
If you're an avid Amazon shopper and you're ready to drop some coin on maybe your lovely, it is Valentine's Day coming up. Head on over to thescopeshow.com/Amazon, click on our affiliate link, and add all of the Precious Moments figures, chocolates, naughty lingerie, all the stupid things that
Edible
Valentine's
undies?
Day. Do they have them there? They might.
Of course they do. This is Amazon.
Right. Add all those to your basket. Check out. We get a little percentage of that sale, and it helps to support the show because bandwidth isn't free. Shane, back to you.
Terrific. Adam.
Yes.
Jared. It's been 200 episodes. Adam, you've been here for 50 of them.
That's about right.
25%. That's good.
That's a good record.
I mean, it's not going to get you kicked out of school. Maybe it would.
Now we push on to episode 400. 400 ho, everybody. But anyway, gentlemen, really thank you for being here. Our fans, thanks for supporting us. We'll be back with episode 201 next week. Bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope Faithful. Days shall pass as if they were but a moment. And Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, hasta la vista. Tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.